Hi, I'm District 18 State Representative Bernie Hunhoff, and I'm here to talk about Referred Law 14. Referred Law 14 has a bit of a legislative history. It started, the battle started about 4 years ago in the legislature when we sunsetted an economic development program for very large projects. And we sunsetted it. It will expire this December 31st. The governor, when he was newly elected, Governor Dugard, then came back and said that since that is sunsetting, he wanted another large project development fund, something that would help, that he says would help attract large companies to South Dakota. The big battle in the legislature became the funding source. Some people thought that the funding source shouldn't come out of general funds. Basically, his program will take 22% of the contractor's excise tax, which raises about $75 million a year, so 22% of that comes to $18 million. He would take that 16 or 18 million that would otherwise go to the general fund, which would end up largely in the hands of schools and healthcare, and divert that to this large projects development fund. The big argument in the legislature was basically, you know, if you really feel you need this kind of a fund, then go find an appropriate funding source. Don't take the money from the schools at a time when we're cutting the schools $50 million. So that was the big one. There were other philosophical arguments back and forth. Some people say, well, government can't create jobs, it can just move them around. And some people say everybody should pay the same amount of taxes. The governor makes the argument that you get a good payback out of this, that if you actually track the numbers when these new companies come to South Dakota, though they don't pay any corporate income tax, they will pay property taxes and sales taxes, and their employees obviously pay property taxes and sales taxes. And his argument is that over the long range, there's a net gain in tax dollars. So it became contentious in the legislature. The governor did get it passed. At that point, opponents circulated petitions and put it on the ballot, and now it's up to the voters to decide whether this moves forward or not. So a vote yes will support the governor's new project. A vote no will kill that project and probably send it back to the legislature to see if we can find another funding source.